Such a good question. Can anything else be made with all of these leather scraps that I rescue here in Florence, Italy from luxury production? And if you don't know, my name is Cassandra Kane. I'm the founder and designer of SusieQ brand, upcycled luxury leather goods, handmade here in Italy, and also the co-founder of Zero Lab, the first leather upcycling center and sustainable design hub here in Italy. Go give Zero Lab a follow on this app. Okay, so can the leather scrap be used to make other things? Can it be rescued or repurposed in any other way? How big is this problem? Every year in Italy alone, in the shoes, leather garments, and leather accessories sector, 1.6 billion pounds of materials are discarded. Most of that is leather. Not all of it is leather. Most of it is leather. And if you're joining us from anywhere outside of the United States, that translates to like 750 million kilos a year. Just in Italy. Isn't fashion fun? So in order to answer this question, you need to know the difference between upcycling, recycling, and downcycling. What is upcycling? Upcycling, the technical definition, is taking something and transforming it into another thing of higher value without chemically transforming the material. So without needing to put that material or scrap or anything through a process that would chemically alter it. This is where taking leather scrap and weaving it and turning it into beautiful luxury handbags is a perfect example of upcycling. And this is why I argue that upcycling is primed for the luxury industry, because it takes so much craftsmanship to be able to do in a way that doesn't look like homemade patchworky upcycling. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just am personally trying to upend that narrative of what upcycling looks like. Recycling is like the water bottle recycling system. You take one water bottle, you recycle it, you put it through a technological process that gives you another new water bottle. So it's basically like a circular system that's of the same value. Downcycling is when you take the scrap or the material left over from one product and usually use a chemical process that creates another sellable product, but it is of inferior value. And this is what happens with a lot of the leather and fabric scrap right now with the technology we have on hand. Essentially, the scrap is collected and it is mashed up and kind of compressed and reprinted into composite recycled leather. That you see a lot in furniture and even in like car manufacturing and things like that. Most mid-priced leather furniture is not 100% real leather, genuine leather. It's something called recycled leather. Recycled leather usually does have some polyester, anywhere from 20, 30, 40% to kind of hold it together. And usually the polyester is printed on top to give it that leather type look. I wouldn't exactly say it's 100% fake leather, but it's also not 100% real. I don't personally like to use it for furniture because it's not really repairable in the same way that real leather is. You can't really like wax it and, oil it the same way you could with a genuine leather couch to get it to look brand new again. There's some really interesting technologies on the horizon, especially in Prato, Italy, which is right next to us and has a history as the world leader in wool recycling. So they're doing a lot. There's some cool startups there that are doing some things with leather recycling and downcycling as well. But in terms of upcycling, that's always kind of the gold standard of what you want to start with. In order to be sustainable, you kind of probably need a combination of all three. There's also some cool technologies like Inspire Leather out of Pennsylvania that works with Spalding specifically, and I'm pretty sure that they have a collaboration with Timberland. They create new printed leather from a patented chemical process that they've developed. It's a father and son, they're scientists, where they take leather scrap and through a proprietary solution are able to like dissolve it down into a material that can be reprinted without plastic. So there are some really cool technologies. It's always a conversation about price. And unfortunately for the leather industry, a lot of these reconstituted leathers are pretty hard and have a pretty specific look to them that tends to look a little bit more rugged and a little bit more distressed. So it's not really adaptable for really high-end shoes or handbags where we expect that really supple, real leather, soft feel. This is getting long, but what I advise any designers or companies that I work with or anything like that is to try to come up with a solution that involves all three. I ended up opening Zero Lab so that any of the scraps through my own production can be reutilized at our lab, through our workshops, through any other designers that come in, brands that want to work with us, like, so many things. But essentially, you're probably going to need to come up with a solution that involves upcycling. Upcycling is the gold standard because it's the least carbon intensive, because it doesn't have any technological processes, by definition, recycling and downcycling to try to tackle it. And honestly, I'm a realist. So are you going to be able to save 100%? No, what we say at SusieQ and Zero Lab is that if our main goal is to decrease the amount of waste by 70%. Good is better than perfect. Anyway, I hope this answers your question. Ciao from Firenze.